All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the first episode of the new year. Not of the podcast, of the new year. Man, just want to say to start it off, I want to say Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I know I said Merry Christmas in the very last episode. We ended up taking a little break, you know. I made a video about me taking the foot off the gas, not taking the foot off the gas. This is on TikTok, and what I was trying to say is for the holiday season, I put the car on cruise control for the holiday season. I wanted everyone to enjoy it. I wanted to enjoy it myself, especially having my whole family in town. I wanted to give them my undivided attention. Now that they're gone, right? Now that the holidays are gone, we can kick the year off perfectly. It is a big shout out. I'm gonna say this to my sister because I know you'd be watching or at least listening to my podcast. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear sister. Happy birthday to you. So her birthday, of course, is while we're recording. Of course, you guys get the following day. So her birthday was yesterday, the 7th. Now you're getting the episode on the 8th, right? And let's just kick it off with saying again, Happy New Year. Man, hope y'all are ready for this year. I am totally pumped. Again, referencing back to the video where I said I'm just putting my car on cruise control. I have big goals for 2025, and I'm not letting off the gas. I'm not letting the foot off the gas. I'm excited for everything, especially the podcast. I've been really enjoying this, and as y'all know, it's something that I've been really passionate about. I've been saying it since 2018. I've been wanting to start my podcast. I was always putting it on hold, but here we are on episode, I believe, 7. Yeah, I should have double checked, but y'all see it on the title. You don't have the right number, but like it's surreal. Like I'm not up there yet, and still I feel like I'm heading to the right direction. If you don't try, how would you know if you succeed, right? Same as everything else. I can't say there's something I don't like without saying I don't like it, right? I can't say I don't like this, I don't like that if I've never tried it. When I went bungee jumping for the very, very first time many years ago, I was not opposed to it because of that same mentality. I can't say I don't like it. Now, it wasn't something that I want to do all the time, but if it's something I'm invited to do again, I will do it because I enjoyed it that first and second time. I've only done it twice, skydiving once, which I would love to do again. So etc. That's my mentality always going into everything, and that's what I had to do with the podcast. I can't procrastinate. Why I procrastinated? If this is your first time being here, I procrastinated because I always felt like I needed everything and the right equipment to do so. And then I thought about it. When I started streaming video games, I didn't start off with all the equipment, the double monitors, like how a lot of people that are like bigger, like you don't want to compare yourself to that. So we're going to go into, of course, new comic book day. Now, I do not have anything else. This is kind of like getting my foot back into it. So we're just going to do new comic book day. We're going to chat a little bit about what I ended up getting for Christmas. Not everything that I got, but what I have in the game room. Everything that's collectible items, stuff that belongs in the game room. Because I'm not bringing in all the, whether there's t-shirts, graphic tees, etc. And we're gonna kick it off first with new comic book day. Then we go on to what we ended up getting for the holidays, because I was surprised. Let's just leave it as that. But so right now, while we get started, let's kick it off with y'all know me, y'all know what I do. Your boy Sid Sanger here, starting off the new year right. And before we do that, let's hit the like notification bell for upcoming videos and hit the subscribe button, because when we grow, we all grow. All right, let's get to it. Boom. All right. new comic books coming this week. Now, one thing I realized while I was getting this together, that last week, because I didn't make no video, I did make a video on TikTok about what I ended up getting. So y'all don't know what I got last week. You can go to my TikTok. The links on the bio. It should be on the bio wherever you're watching this. Well, now it's only on YouTube, available on YouTube. Hopefully we can get it on Spotify right pretty soon. But I missed some stuff from last week because normally I look at everything that's gonna come out and I prepare myself. I was looking at last week's accidentally, and I was like, wait, hold up, that was last week, and I noticed that there are some comic books that I was missing to begin with, and I was like, no freaking way, there is no way that I was missing all that stuff. So I am just gonna go ahead and show y'all. Well, because I put this week and for some reason it showed me last week. Because all of this I got. All of this I got. One thing I did not notice from that week, and something I need to go get my hands on. It was none other than, where is it? Did I get them all wrong? No, there is something that I missed. I missed something. The Justice League. No, I said I was gonna skip that one for now. Poison Ivy, but there was something, I cannot remember what it was. I think it was in page 1. If it's not there, let's move on. The Ultimates issue number 8. I didn't end up getting that because I'm so behind on it. But there was something here at the very beginning, and I believe it was Batgirl. It was Batgirl. Yes, it was. No. Full Moon. Batman Full Moon. This one right here. I did not even know it had came out. I guess it was sold out at my comic book store. So I'm going to keep an eye out and see maybe another variant cover. But this one was sold out. Because I would have been looking for it. I always prepare myself. But enough about last week. Let's get this week. So, new comic book this new week. Right? New Comic Book Wednesday. Now, all three that are right here, Magic, Aquaman, and the Lucky the Lucky and what? The Lucky Devils. That one, all three of them, I have them up there, so we're gonna get to them, and I'm gonna talk about why and all of that stuff. You know, it's gonna be not gonna be brief. We're gonna chat a little bit about each comic book and why I'm getting it. So, if y'all ready, I'm ready. Let's kick it. So, starting off with none other than the Absolute Batman. I've been really, really loving this story. It's a whole, like, again, and I say it before, I've said it again. I do more Marvel stuff than I do DC. So when I talk about this storyline that I've never ever been or seen of Batman, we all know the rich billionaire, boy who lost his parents at a very young age and inherited all the money, and he lives in a mansion. He has Alfred. He has like, that's like the basic what we know, right? We know who Bruce Wayne is and we know his backstory. But this story is different. This story is absolutely different. I always do that. Absolutely different than what I'm usually accustomed to. Like, meaning, like, his profession is different. He's not this rich kid, like, he's a hard work, like, it's like a whole different take on him, and I've been loving it. Not that the other ones get old for me, but I always like to check out new stuff from different characters. Like, I would like to see a Iron Man series where Iron Man was never the son of Howard, or like he was just an intelligent dude, right? Like, stuff like that. So been really enjoying this read, and best believe this is my favorite one so far out of the Absolute series from all the other ones. So, another new series. Now, I was looking at this and I wanted to talk and look at it with you guys, because y'all can see homage variant of the Spider-Man, right? So there's like gonna be like this cover of some sort of the all new Venom, but then it has a Spider-Man thing. Again, fairly new again to this, but I really enjoy the first one. I enjoy the first issue. Now, if you do not know where this kick picks off from, it is from the Venom Wars series. So when you finish Venom War, it tells you at the end that it's gonna continue in an all new Venom, and the storyline of one of the characters on Venom Wars continues on to this. At least he is featured into this. As I mean, we're only in issue 2, so far I don't know exactly what's gonna happen, but enough has happened on issue 1 that I do want to pick up issue number 2, and just anything Spider-Man, Venomized world, I really enjoy. Um, Speaking of Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man, 8 Deaths of Spider-Man. Now, this is issue 65. In issue, I believe 60 or 61 is where that whole new series started. So technically, this is like issue. If we're talking about it started in 60, this is the 5th issue of the Amazing Spider-Man, the 8 Deaths of Spider-Man. Really, I really been enjoying this. I'm actually gonna make a video just for TikTok and Instagram about Funko Pops, and from this comic book itself, just this comic book alone, Funko Pops that could be made of this comic book right here. So this is the Amazing Spider-Man issue number 65. I haven't read issue 64. I am behind on my reads as well. Now, Aquaman. This is an all-in Aquaman, I believe, or if it's not, I'm still gonna look into it. Now, there's not a 100% guaranteed that I will pick up Aquaman. Never really been a fan, but if I've been enjoying all the all-in tie-ins, um, if that's what they even are, um, I'm gonna look into it. When I get to a comic book store, I'll make up my mind if I want to take the Aquaman. Um, I'm more of a Namor fan. Now, we have a whole new Daredevil series, Unleash Hell. Now, Woman Without Fear, I don't know what's going on. I think they're on issue 5 of that. I haven't seen. I mean, the last issue I got was like late November, so nothing came out, or early December. But it's been at least 3 weeks since anything has come out of that other series. So, um, the Red Band. This is issue number 1. I am gonna get it. Anything Daredevil, anything Iron Man, Spider Man, I will always pick up and check it out. So, Elektra, for a lot of you that don't know, follow the stories, I gets to a point where Elektra does take over the role, or like, of Daredevil, and one good way to actually follow up with that story in one of the stories, because there's several ones. It is this series that came out last year, or end of 2023, and it is how Daredevil got the title of King Devil, or King Daredevil. In that same issue is where you learn about how and when and why Elektra took the role of the Daredevil himself to begin with. So I am copying this one, as well as I'm gonna be getting more DC versus vampires. Now, before it said DC versus vampires, once it got to like issue number 5 or 6, it started saying DC versus vampire. I could be wrong. World War V number 6. Because why I say that? Because at first, when you get the first issue, it tells you it's one of 6. But now we get to 6, and you can see it says number 6 of 12. And ever since the 5th and 6th one, you've gotten that Vampire World War V. Now, if you're in my comments, if you're a comic book creator, you're a reader as well, and you've been reading this, let me know. I need to fall back in and see where it changed. I need to go back to my comics, go back to my sources, and just, it feels good to say go back to my sources, right? Before, I didn't have no sources to go back to. I always had these arguments of who's better and this and that. Just disagreements amongst fans, and all I could use is mostly the little bit of comic book knowledge that I had and what I see on cinema, and animated stuff. But moving on, another DC copy to pick up. Fantastic Four. The Fantastic Four are getting a new series, right? As you can see, Fantastic Four #1, Fantastic Mile Edition foil variant. So this is gonna be a foil variant cover. As y'all can see, I am gonna be aiming for this one. Now there are two full variant covers that I do want to pick up, and not quite sure which one to get because I only want one of the two, and we'll go over that one when we get to it. But this Fantastic Four comic book cover, if I can cop this one, I am gonna be so psyched. Why I say if? Because at the time I get off of work, there's already been 3 hours that my local comic book store has been open for. So in those 3 hours, there's a guy that I do see that one time, which was New Year's Day. I was there right at noon. This guy picked up five of the six full covers that there were of a DC comic book. Now, hey, I would prefer he doesn't do that, but because it wasn't something I like specifically, I wasn't like, bro, like, what do you have to take all of them? Because I know what people do. I'm in the collectible community. I have a friend. He gets 2 copies of each comic book because he takes one to read and the other one he puts it away, seals it up, just in case that comic book price goes up. Now, hey, it's his money. He can do whatever he wants with it. 2 copies is reasonable, but like 5 of 6 that are left, like kind of like be more respectful to everyone else there that maybe wants to get it. Who knows? The guy that came in behind me afterwards wanted it and he didn't have it because I took that 6th one just because it was a full cover. That's one thing I don't do. I am not a sucker for full covers unless, like I mentioned, something Daredevil, Spider-Man, something I really like as much as I do like the Fantastic Four. And that's why I talk about the other comic book. That might be even. This character and the Fantastic Four might be even for me in how much I like them. There's not one I like more than the other. So let's move on from the Fantastic Four and talking about foil covers, because we can talk about that in another day. We brought this up, the Lucky Devils. Now the writer from the story, I don't know them very well, but I've read enough stuff from them. I think somebody recommended me one that I'm currently reading, and I really enjoyed it. So I gave that a shot and then enjoyed it. I'm giving this a shot too. Anything like that looks like this devilish, like like magic, something of the like supernatural kind of thing, I do want to pick up. Vampires, zombies, stuff like that. So I'm gonna pick it up. Magic is the other one. Magic is a character that's grown on me. And this, as you can see, is gonna be another foil cover, variant cover. Now this one might just be the one I'm gonna lean towards more than the other, just because by looking at the imagery of the art, it looks like this thing's gonna be badass. Having it, and then sometimes the picture, the image doesn't give it justice, doesn't make it justice, and this might be one of those that like it looks nice. This will look nicer than this. Yeah, at somewhat like I do like that classic look. That's what like this one has me like kind of leaning towards this one too, because of that classic look that it's giving me. Those vibes like, oh man, really really want that. Now, Magic, I brought it up at the beginning. It was in the front cover. That's another one that is a must. It's a must. Doesn't have to be the full cover, but this one's a must for me. A character that's been growing on me quite a while now. I'm just making sure that nobody important, something important like my kids and my girl is. Moving on. Marvel and Disney what ifs. Now, I hadn't been picking up these lately, but since I picked up the last one and I enjoyed it, I'm definitely gonna pick up. This is a whole new thing, and this is what if Mickey and friends became the Fantastic Four. As you can see, Mr. Fantastic is Mickey. Donald Duck is the Thing. Is Goofy as the Human Torch, and Goofy's my favorite. Goofy and Donald Duck are my favorites. So them just being the 2 characters I don't like the most of the Fantastic Four. This cover right here is a thing of beauty right here. Love it. Love it. Next up, we got Namor, as y'all want to call him. I am more of a Namor fan than Aquaman fan, just because I'm more Marvel, and I've been really enjoying this series. And we're not on issue number 6, and I'm gonna be reading later after I'm done recording issue number 5. So that'll be all of that will be fresh in my head. Next up is new champions. Anything Marvel, I like to give it a try or two. Um, if I don't like the first issue, I'll stick that copy. Well, that one copy will stick with me. But I will be picking up new champions, followed up by picking up. Man, do I have to make a segment about just what X-Men's been dropping? And this reminds me, X-Men. This reminded me right here, the Uncanny X-Men, and best believe this is the cover, 100%. Uh, if there's one cover comic book that I can't get, and I don't get the cover of that I'm showing you, because the covers I'm showing you are the covers that I'm aiming for. This variant cover right here, as Magneto being one of my favorite in the X-Men universe, has a must for me. You can see my helmet back here. I should say back here. You see my Magneto right there. There's more Magneto stuff like below here that you can't see because I'm blocking it. But man, the Uncanny X-Men, by far from the new series for this whole new X-Men wave, has been by far my favorite, followed up with just X-Men. And I'll tell you guys why in a different segment on a different platform. Next up, what if Galactus transformed Gambit? And again, they're showing the front cover and the back cover of it. Um, this more like looks like the late, like the 90s kind of look of comic book covers. Now that I'm looking at this, I'm getting why we saw the other one. They're just showing the front and the back. Um, and then there's a homage variant cover. And I haven't read the what if Galactus transformed the Hulk, but I am also getting into that one either Wednesday morning. Look, this morning as you're watching this video, this is what I'm probably reading. But there we go. And last but not least, we have the Wolverine, the Godtail variant cover. Now you can't see the image, so I don't even know what it looks like. For some reason, they didn't have no images for this, which I'm a little disappointed. Usually they would have at least one, but all three that show up on the website, they just don't have the images yet. So it'll be like a surprise. I'll treat it as like a surprise. Like I'll walk up there, I'll have my eyes covered like that, and I go, "Oh my gosh," and pretend I'm surprised. Well, not pretend because I can't see what it is. So that is it for new comic book Wednesdays. All right, new comic books this week, as in today. Like if you're watching this, listening to this, hopefully you're listening to this if you're driving. Don't want you, don't want this to be a distraction. Don't want you to say, "Oh man, I crashed my car because I was mesmerized by Sith Sanger." But just aside, that is it. So let's do a quick little recap. On New Comic Book Wednesday. And this is what we're picking up. So we talked about Absolute Batman. We talked about the all new Venom. As you can see, they're doing some new stuff with some covers. The Amazing Spider-Man issue 65. First issue of Aquaman. Now, we said this was a maybe. We're going to decide at the store when we get there. Then we're going to do new Daredevil series, Unleash Hell. Next up, we're going to be doing that DC versus Vampires World War V, issue number 6 of 12. The Fantastic Four, there's going to be a foil cover, new series, issue number 1. We're debating on getting that full cover with that one. And between that one and this one, Magic issue number 1. I cannot wait to see that. Next, the Lucky Devils. That's going to be a good one. Issue number 1 of 9. What if Mickey and Friends became the Fantastic Four? This one I'm really excited about. Loving it. Especially because of my two favorite characters down there in the bottom. Next up, Namor issue number 6. Been loving this series. It started me off slow, but I've been enjoying it very, very much. Next up, the New Champions. Now, this is a series that's new. Get it? New Champions. I am going to pick it up to see if I like it. If they can convince me in that first issue, I'll continue reading it. Next, my favorite out of all of them, just because I've been loving everything X-Men has been doing as of late. The Uncanny X-Men issue number 8 with that Magneto cover. This variant Magneto cover right there. Next up, what if Galactus transformed? Gambit. Gambit is another one of my favorite X-Men, so I must get it. Especially because I got the Hulk. What if Galactus transformed the Hulk? So this will be issue number 1. Now, next up, this one doesn't have a cover, but it is Wolverine's issue number 5. I've been enjoying this different side of Wolverine on this, so I'm gonna continue the journey. We're already on issue 5. Why am I gonna stop and leave it halfway finished? So there you have it. New Comic Book Wednesdays pickups. This is what I'm picking up later today when I get off work. If you're watching this, my day at work has just begun. So there you go. That's it for New Comic Book Wednesday. Now, moving on to the next segment. Next segment coming up, and we did say we're gonna talk about what we got for Christmas. All right, so let's talk about it. So now, I'm not gonna go over everything I got for Christmas. Let me start off by saying that I was even shocked, I tell you, that we got what we got for Christmas. Just because here's a little something about me. I get my joy. So I'm a very thoughtful person when it comes to giving gifts. I mean, I'm just a very thoughtful person, period. But when it comes to gift giving, I don't know what it is. I get a joy out of seeing your reaction. Seeing the reaction on your faces because how much thought. Like you can tell by what I give out to everyone in my all of the people who are close to me. When I give something out, like I have, man, I know you. Like let me go by. I'm gonna start by saying what I gave away to some friends. I customized, and I am mad that I didn't take video of all the people's gifts. I customized. I know what characters from what shows they like. I got a Funko Pop. I created a frame, which I bought the frame, but I built this thing where the Funko Pop is ripping through. I got a wallpaper of the character breaking through, like they're like going through it. So when you frame it up, it's sticking out, like and the glass is breaking, and it's just ripping through the page. You know how like when football teams have that banner and they just walk right through them and rip through it. So just giving those gifts away and seeing the reaction on my friends' faces, like that was enough. If I didn't get it, I'm telling you, if I didn't get anything from anyone, just my joy of seeing how happy this friends. Sorry, I'm like looking back. I'm like, this Funko Pop doesn't belong here. Star Wars, you're in the Marvel section. Star Wars belongs here. And if y'all want in the podcast a video of like me showing off, like doing a little tour of the room, man, let me know in the comments because I would love to show y'all. Now it's a mess right now because of the holidays, but anywho, let's get back to it. Let's not get distracted. So I did that for them. I do that for like I start doing Christmas shopping in November. Black Friday, before Black Friday, but mostly Black Friday. I see something and I know, okay, this family member loves this character of whatever, or they love these kind of things. Oh man, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get that. This time I went a little different with my friends and wanted to build. The only thing I barely basically purchased was the Funko Pops. I went to find them because I was gonna be customizing and drilling holes in some of them. I went the cheap route and Five and Below. I just went everywhere, whatnot, every Mercardi. Like, and good thing I started in November because I started getting everything together. Once I had all the Funko Pops, everything came together pretty well. Now back to, because we were gonna talk about my gifts and the gifts I received, right? And man, oh man, first let's start off because it's right next to me. It is the girlfriend's gift. One. So we're gonna do a full circle. So great thing. If y'all can see, I love building stuff. I love Charizard, the Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard. That's my favorite evolution. We got our first ever Mega Block, and it's none other than my favorite Pokemon. Now I have a shelf outside of this room with just Pokemon, but because of the segment, I wanted to bring it in here and show it all. As of for now, we have some Pokemon cards here. The with the Charizard statue is gonna go right next to it, but the girlfriend ended up getting me. That was part one of the gift. Another gift, the most precious gift, was having all my children together. Now, those who know me, my oldest is just my child, um, and it's from my previous relationship. So she does not live with us. She has not been with me for Christmas since she was 8 years old. Like, I've seen her before Christmas to give her gifts so she has something to open, or I hold on to the gifts and when she comes over the following weekend, she opens the gifts. It's not the same thing. But having all my three kids together under the same roofs, getting those family pictures that we got, no better gift than that. No better gift than family. My child being with my side of the family for the very first time in she's about 8 years almost. Wow. Now that I'm thinking about it, that's been a lot of years. Now, next up, because it is for the podcast, my best friend. Now I have one of the two. Again, these are items I'm showing the gifts because I've received a lot, which I was surprised. Like I said, I'm usually the gift giver, not the gift receiver. Uh One of the two that I have, because I'm keeping this in the game room, my friend has been very supportive. My bestie has been very supportive of me. Has make sure that she watches all my episodes, and she knows how dedicated and how much I really wanted this. I really, really wanted this. So we received something we can use while we do our episodes, and it's because she knows how deep I've been in with comic books, how much I've been reading. Made me a customizable, and she knows I'm a huge Ninja Turtles fan. I'm probably the biggest Ninja Turtles fan in the group. Ruben Comics comic book cover, front and back, and I got my drink. No worry, it's apple juice today. It's a weekday, but man, oh man, take a look again. Take a freaking look at that. Awesome, my favorite color too in the inside with the red. Love it. Using it for the podcast. I said I'm gonna use this during my podcast every single. So you'll see it. You'll be seeing that every time. Next up, we have a gift from a sibling of mine and my nephew and sister-in-law. We have our ramen bowl. Now we have three ramen bowls of three of my favorite things. I have my ramen bowl for the Grinch, my favorite Christmas character. We have my favorite Marvel character. Well, not really Marvel character because it's just a Marvel bowl with all the characters in it. But in the front is Spider-Man. Now we have our favorite anime, a ramen bowl with Shenron, and it will be so dope. It doesn't, I haven't read, but you know the ones that like the mugs that when you put something hot, it something appears. It's not like that. I just read right now, but still, man, chopsticks, Dragon Ball chopsticks, and the ramen bowl. Now I don't know what I'm gonna do with this one. Is this gonna be my bowl at work, or I'm gonna keep this one and take my Marvel one at work, because I do have a bowl at work right now that's just a regular, boring old bowl. So whenever I have ramen at work or soups, I'll buy the ramen, heat it, and make it at work. Next up, again, it's only stuff that's here that is visible to y'all. See, I wasn't really that prepared. Or was I? Girlfriend, gift number two. Like I said, love building Lego. Love building. So my Mega Block was the very first Mega Block right there. Now we got, oh man, Droid Deca. Man, this is one of my favorite droids. I mean, my all-time favorite droid is C-3PO. And I know there's a Lego set out there for him. But man, this is a good start for my favorite droids from Star Wars to add on to my other. I have like the moment with the Death Star when it gets destroyed. So I have that moment I already built, and it's somewhere around here in this room. And last but not least, no, this is not for the room, but it's here, so I'm gonna show it off. We have some dear friends. They said, let me start off by saying this. These dear friends of mine said they were not able. They're having a hard time, and I get it. They weren't able to get us much, but they got us something, and then don't open it, and then they passed it out to everyone, to all the friends. Do not open it yet. We're all gonna open it at once, because this is part one of two of the gift, and this has to do with part two. Now, everyone, open up your gifts, and we all start opening them up. And they're cross body bags, fanny packs, whatever you want to call it, however you want to use it. Cross body bag, and then people have just arrived at the house. However you want to use it, I'm gonna use it as a fanny pack, because why? Part of this, there's something inside of here. Not really. This is part one. Part two is they've reserved the spot for 2025. It was gorgeous already. We're on 2025. And it is none other than they've reserved 2 lots at a campsite. So we can spend 3 days out in the woods, in the wilderness, camping as a group of friends, as a family. I mean, we've been friends for many, many years. We're the closest that you ever. And if you're blessed with friends like that, childhood friends that you've known since you were like 11, 12 years old, keep them. Keep them tight. Keep them there with you. We're going to go camping. We picked a date, so it is somewhere in March, early April, where it's still not hot. It's still a little cold. Humidity and camping, we can't do that. But and the fanny packs are because we're gonna go on a hike, and that way we can store all our stuff that we need. That is perfect for if we get caught. Like the material, the thermal, like it's perfect for like to keep everything dry in there. You know, what if we walk through a little lake or whatever the case may be? Like we are set. And that gift was really meaningful, because it's like we've been wanting to do this for a very long time. We all have gone camping in different occasions, but never as the big group. It's like 12 of us. And for us to be going all together, we picked a date. We make sure that we're not going to do anything. We requested that date from work, and that way we are there. It's going to be amazing. And we bring our children and etc. Everyone. It's just fun. And then last but not least, I cannot show it, so I am gonna show the best gift. Why? Because I was never expecting this. I never thought that I would have anyone in my life who would go above and beyond doing what she did. And that is a shout out to my girlfriend for tricking me, telling me that when the PS5 story PS5 was dropping, the 30th year, 30 years. That's my favorite. That's like my favorite console right there. And they're celebrating 30 years of PlayStation. I'm a PlayStation guy, and we said, okay, I'm at work. I can't do this. Let's get in line. We're checking. We're trying to get in there too, so we can get a spot to buy this. And we're like, I couldn't get one. It told me it's sold out. So when I reached out to her, I'm like, were you able to get in? She was like, no, I struggled. She sold it. She sold it so well that when I opened my gift, I honestly thought it was gonna be the X-Men Mansion Lego set that just recently dropped, because of the size when I saw it wrapped. It was the PS5, the freaking 30-year anniversary PS5, sitting right next to me right here. Oh man, like I am gonna unplug the one feature that I am like so obsessed with, and it's not even the biggest and the best. It is the charging cord to charge your controller. Like now this comes off, so this is just a cover, but it looks like the freaking controller's like cable, like, and you just keep it connected if you want to feel the nostalgia of when I used to sit around on Saturday mornings after a long week of middle school playing my PlayStation games. Like, I was like, I am obsessed with the console now. Do I get to play it as much now that I'm a parent? No, but this thing looks so motherfucking beautiful sitting with me right here. I can make a video to put as a short. So I gotta record it through my phone and post it. But man, oh man, did she hit me with? I've never like I said, I live for moments where I leave people speechless when I give them their gifts, and she got me. She left me speechless. I didn't know what to do, how to control myself. I almost told the kids it's bedtime because we are gonna put this in. Now we didn't get to play it till like 3 days later, but it was worth the freaking wait. But that's it. That was the gift, man. Oh man, that's it for the episode. Just trying to get back into it. Now for the next episode, we are gonna have more direction because it is playoff time. Fly Eagles fly. We are in the playoffs. We haven't missed the playoffs in a very long time, but we are in the playoffs, and this is a whole different year. We are gonna talk playoffs. We're gonna talk new Funko Pops. We're gonna talk comic books. We're gonna talk about comic book recommendations. We are gonna go all out, and we're gonna start having guests by episode 10. We're gonna start having, most likely episode 10 will be my first guest. So I just gotta talk to my friend, see what's his availability. If it falls under episode 10, we can do that on episode 10 or maybe even episode 11. But that's it, y'all. That's a lot to be done. There's a lot of grinding to do in 2025. Hope y'all have a blessed day, a blessed new Comic Book Wednesday. And again, like I've said, time and time again, if you didn't do it at the beginning, you can do it now. Don't forget to like, hit the notification bell to get notified for upcoming videos and shorts on this channel. And without further ado, also subscribe and catch you guys on that flippity flip. Peace.